Football management games were a staple of my childhood. Even at a young age, watching Steve Ball stride into Roots Hall and decimate the Shrimpers with a classy performance and beautifully taken goal, I knew that the chances of seeing my beloved Southend United in the top echelons of football were virtually nil. But never mind, just fire up a footy manny game and you can do that at home. They were at one point pretty much the only games that I played. If it's football and if it's management, then damn it, I'm there. Unless it's not really something that's followed me into adulthood, I can't really get into the football management games of today, as gloriously complicated as they are. I mean, Football Manager's bloody great, don't get me wrong, but it's just not for me. But I can still go back and revisit the classics of the past, even if every player in the game has long since retired, even if a fair few of the clubs don't even bloody exist anymore. And if I had to pick a favourite footy manny game, it'd be a pretty close thing, but I would go with this: Gremlins Premier Manager 3, a 1995 game for the Amiga. Premier Manager is of course a misleading title. The main gimmick of this game is that you have to pick a team from what was then the Vauxhall Conference, the 5th tier of English football, and take them up to the top. So forget about the champagne and caviar of Old Trafford, it's corrugated iron and mystery meat pies at Lachey in Halifax, for that was the team I'd always pick, Halifax Town. Again, like a few teams here, they don't exist anymore, at least not in this form, but they were always said to be the best in the conference, at least back in the 94-95 season, which this game is based on. Over 20 years ago, if you want to feel really old. Either way, pick a team, name the best player after yourself, naturally, and off you go. Football management games at their best are about a careful balance between action, stats and all that you can manipulate. Too much action and the game could be too shallow, only a step or two away from a regular old football game, but too many stats and the game's as dry as an Excel spreadsheet. The best footy manny games excel in both areas and are perhaps a bit fast paced into the bargain. You don't want to spend a whole bloody week going through a single season. Premier Manager 3 excels in all areas for me, and for me it is the definitive example of the traditional game in the genre. Yes, even over classic Championship Manager. The game revels in all the aspects of running a club. If you want stats, you've bloody well got them. An extensive amount for each player, a chance to look back through your history, detailed sheets on how the club's run and where the money's going and so forth, and naturally it all comes down to being in control of a lot of shit. It's not enough to just be in control of the team's tactics and the team sheet, although this game features plenty of glorious opportunities for such tinkering. You want to be hands-on in every area. You can hire and fire employees purely based on their total stat rating. I mean, look, hey, our existing passing coach has a 3-star good rating, but hang on, this passing coach has 4. Oh well, looks like I'll be sacking this useless 3-star twat then. So long, no Mark. Now if that's not ruthless, then I don't know what is. Anyway, you can also decide on all the sponsors for your ground, including, funnily enough, various games magazines of the day and other assorted Gremlin products. Certainly one way of obtaining a good score, I suppose. And you can improve the ground itself, beg the directors for money, pick your phone up and bother every single club in the land in search of low-end players for your team. There's lots of fun here. But of course it all comes down to what happens on the pitch. PM3's matches, while not impressive graphically, are serviceable and, crucially, fast. A full-speed match in PM3 is over in about 3 minutes, without losing any of the action and drama of the match. A full season of PM3 could be done and dusted in about 2 to 3 hours or so, which isn't too bad going for a management game. It's nice to hear little snippets of commentary, crowd noise and all that too. It does get you into the action, and it's not all that difficult to change things on the fly if things are going drastically wrong.
Oh, beautiful stop!
The best thing about Premier Manager 3 though is, well, the creation of a bloody good story. Not in the traditional sense, but this is what the best footy manny games are about. The story of a season, the ups and downs, and playing in the conference really amplifies that. It's always tempting in any footy manny game to just pick a team like Manchester United and romp to every title in the land. It's easy and gratifying, but you know in the back of your mind that the real challenge comes with taking a club from the lower divisions to that level. And by forcing you to take that plunge, Premier Manager 3 brings the story of the plucky underdogs right to the front. You may go through patches of lousy form, but it's so satisfying to turn that around and go on a good streak. And when you do go up, you know that the next season might be a struggle, but if you go straight back down you can come back stronger. And if you survive, even better. Maybe you can start to build further. And there's always the possibility of a dramatic cup run, the shock of a giant killing, the money spinning tie against Premier League opposition. It all makes for a cracking tale. Now I've never managed to get Halifax Town to the Premier League, but I've managed to get the team into Division 1 before, and yeah, at all times it was a glorious, long and worthwhile journey. And for me, Premier Manager 3 just has that something that every other football management game I've played lacks. I'm not sure entirely what, it just comes together so beautifully. In the end, the important question is always, do you feel like the manager? Do these numbers and names on a monitor really mean something? And yes, they do. See you tomorrow.